Hello everybody and welcome back to the Professor Layton and Curious Village Let's Play. So we've got to go meet Chilmley at the manor. And if any of you have noticed, I have got more puzzles solved now. So I went to Grey Riddle in the shack and complete the ones in there. Hello. That's a cat. And that reminds me of a puzzle. Give it a try, boy. I've already got a puzzle. 60. Wayne cats. There are 3 different types of colour for toy cat. Each colour has having a different weight. Examples 1 and 2 share their relative weights. Right. You have 3 red cats and 4 black cats. On one side of the scale, the 4 white cats, and on one side of the scale, and 4 white cats on one, and 1 black cat on the other. Given this setup, what will the scale do? We'll just tip that way, 'cause look.
How does this sound?
Not easy enough.
I did it!
Once you realise you need to look at things, it's not a terribly difficult problem now, is it? You got a painting scrap. So to look at the painting, which I have got more gizmos and a bit of painting, but I haven't completed them still. Where would this go? Nope. Nope. Or is it the one that goes down here, which I believe it does? There we go. So that's how much the painting we've got completed so far. I haven't looked into a lot of mysteries, and if you want me to put write in the description that you want, or not description, sorry, write in the comment section that you'd like me to read them out. Are you trying to poison me? What are these vile things? You oaf, some butler you are. I'm sorry, sir. I detest cakes, the very sight of them turns my stomach. Get that plate out of here at once. Oh yes, but of course. Ah, Layton, there you are. You request our presence, Inspector Chelmley? My sources tell me that you've been snooping around interfering in my case. Just what are you up to? I said it wasn't my intention to interfere with your case, however a few things don't make sense. Leave the investigation to the police and go after the golden apple or whatever it is. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. I'll find Simon's killer. Of that you can be sure. Now, unless you have something else to say, I've got what to do here. Understood. Good day, sir. What the hell did you fall in for this knackered? The inspector has some nerve dismissing us like that. Like I said before, I don't like him one bit. What did you say we asked Ramon about yesterday, Luke? If he's at his usual place, he should be here. Yeah. Good day, Ramon. How are you feeling today? Bit of the fiddle now, Professor. Perhaps even vivacious as a violin. That awful fatigue from last week seems like it never happened. As you can see, I'm bustling, Reggie, and my skin is soft as a baby's. I feel like a teenager again. Is that so? That's good to hear. He doesn't seem to remember what happened yesterday, does he? He has no idea what happened. So what's our next move? We shall respect the inspector's wishes and leave the murder case alone, Luke. Inspector Chilmley says solving crime is the police job. Besides, something tells me that this case and the golden apple are more related than we realise. That's that intuition of yours talking again, isn't it, Professor? First and foremost, we need to find a clue that will bring us closer to the golden apple. Perhaps they're one of Baron Hyrule's relations, or close friends can help point us in the right direction. Of course, there is also someone else. Let's see if the bottle has anything to say on the subject. Hunt begins. It's finally time starts in search of the golden apple. Exploring St. Mysteria for clues. Like chapter 5 and you just start looking for the main thing. Say progress. Okay. Talk with Matthew the butler. Back so soon, Professor? Matthew, I was wondering if you knew anything that could point us in the direction of the golden apple. Anything you know would be great help. For example, did the Baron say anything before he passed away? I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Professor, but the master never said anything of the sort to me. I'd very much like your help in the search, but my duties here prevent me from leaving the grounds. If only Ingrid was around to provide some assistance. I beg your pardon, sir? Ingrid? It's been years since she left, but Ingrid used to work as a servant in this mansion. She was Flora's nurse, and she often helped with my work. Matthew? Yes, my lady, I'll be right there. Please excuse me, sir, the lady calls. If you're curious about Ingrid, why not pay her a visit and talk to her yourself? Let's see, this time of day I imagine she's wandering around the village shop. Please do me a favour and tell her that I send my regards. Certainly, I'll be sure to pass on your message. Thank you for all your help, Matthew. Isn't Ingrid the sweet old lady we passed before? Indeed, we also saw her in that picture of young Flora. Oh no, sorry. Come Luke, let's go find the old girl. Off we go then. The village shop is just outside the manor, right? We'll be there in no time. Still looks like looking for Ingrid. I hope we don't get copped on way. Oh, there she is. Oh goodness me, if it isn't Mr. Layabouts, was it? The name's Layton, ma'am. Ah, that's right, Mr. Layton. What can I do for you, sir? Earlier we were talking with the butler at the Reinhold Manor, but you mentioned you used to work there? We'd very much like to hear anything you might know about the Baron. Heavens, you want to hear about the Baron? I'm afraid the only stories I have are from when I worked there at the manor, and that were years ago. That would be ideal, ma'am. Would you mind telling us one? Alright, well, I suppose you could tell you a bit about the Baron and his former wife. The way Mr. Reinhold and his wife would carry on, they almost seemed like children. You would never see a man so in love as the Master Reinhold was. When she passed away, Flora was all the Baron had to remember her by. So he raised a little girl with the love a child could want. The things he'd bring home for her, toys from all over the world, and teddy bears as big as yourself. He was in high spirits in those days. He really wanted to give her all the affection in the world. So where's Flora gone? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. I haven't a clue where the girl went. She left the mansion well after I stopped working at the Reinholds. Some say Lady Dahlia put Flora on the street to keep her family riches to herself, but that's nonsense. After all, the Baron cared about Flora so much I can't imagine he allowed something like that. You know, you just remind me that grave the Baron's former wife is located in the Manor Garden. Also, grave of the Baron's former wife is located in the Manor Garden. I wonder who takes care of it now. The Baron's former wife is buried in the garden? Thank you, ma'am. You've been extremely helpful. But let's head back to the manor. I have a feeling that the grave might hold a clue to what we've been looking for. But what's that? What's that on the ground? Yeah, same question. Looks like a scrap of notepaper. What does it say, Luke? Let's see. It's just terrible. Lady Violet hasn't been aware of the case of the flu and hasn't left her bed for days. I'm no doctor, so I can't think of any way to help her. Oh, what to do, what to do. Lady Viola, this sentence must be talking about the Barrel Reynolds' first wife. My heart is heavy as I write these words. The loss of his wife was completely crushed the boss. If only there was something I could do to help. He walks around looking like he's had the wind knocked out of him. And that's the end. Gosh, whoever wrote this must have cared an awful lot for the Baron and his family. What the hell is he doing here 20 years later? Oh look, it's Matthew. Good day, Professor. Were you able to track down Ingrid? Yes, we do. In fact, we were just speaking with her. I know, but she said the grave of the Barrow's former wife lies in these grounds. Do you have any knowledge of this? The Barrow's grave, sir. I was just about to visit it myself. Would you mind if we came along to take a look? Not in the slightest. Right this way. Here's the entrance, sirs. Please watch your step on the way in. This is Lady Viola's grave. And this pixel definition is quite good. The top and the bottom screens. Gosh, this place is really nice. It's not creepy at all. The late Baron's restless soul told me to keep this place under proper order. I've tried to do so. Here sleeps Viola, my one true love. The statue looks so much like Lady Dahlia, it's hard to believe it's someone else. That one flower was just a tiny little thing. Lady Viola used to take her to the park. So the flowers the garden grew from the ones Viola planted here with her mother. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the Baron's diary. It should still be on the desk in the lady's room. It's probably that it might contain some information that could aid your search for the golden apple. Many thanks, Matthew. I'll be sure to give it a once over later. Now, Luke, we best head back to the Rhydon Manor. Find the diary in Lady Dahlia's room. It's really dusty in this room. The doorway. On the desk, it said. This must be the diary that Matthew spoke of. I have to admit, he seems to know where everything in the manor is. There's something about reading someone else's diary that doesn't seem proper to me. However, the investigation must continue, so... The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Viola when she was alive. What do you suppose it refers to? Flora doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spent more time playing by dear Viola's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say, but I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I can't blame her as I've changed its personality. I felt terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I just couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Viola, there can never be another you. You are my first, my last, and my only. Changed its personality. I'm not sure what the Baron means, but this is clearly vital information. I collapsed some days ago, and I've been bedridden ever since. I feel as if I have failed Flora and as a father. I can only hope that when I am gone, the people of Village will look after Flora and take care of her as well as I did. He must have been terribly ill. It seems I am not long for this world, and the time has come for me to say goodbye to my little Flora. I've left everything in Bruno's care now. Bruno, I pray you'll find happiness in this life. I've discovered the location of a secret place in a note I've left with an old friend. It is most fervent hope that the seeker of the golden apple finds it and grants my dearest wish. Professor? Baron Reinhold's old friend? We must seek out this person, Luke. Professor, how can we possibly find a person who's but nothing this diary to go on? Ah, it's like I always say, Luke. Any good investigation starts in the street. We'll have to ask everybody in the village about the matter. What? I mean, of course, you're absolutely right, Professor. Let's get to it. Of course, any good investigation also needs direction. Let's start out by asking Ingrid a few questions. She seems to know a great deal about Baron Reinhold. Oops. Missed the foot. Oh, Chimley. I keep calling him Chimley as in like Chimley Pop. Ingrid's there. I bet that easy enough, didn't I? Oh, look at this, Professor. Laddie, was it? My name's Layton, ma'am. Oh, that's right, Professor Layton. Ah, all talking about this mansion we did last night got me rememorizing, so I decided to stop by for a visit. But enough about me. By the look on your face, it seems you have something you want to ask me. As a matter of fact, I do. Do you happen to know Baron Reinhold considered his close friends? His friends, you say? Well, he wasn't exactly what you'd call a social butterfly. I'm sorry, that's all I can remember. Oh, wait a minute. I do believe I saw Sapone fellows pay a visit to the mansion a few times. Professor, could you be referring to that man we met? Yes, that gentleman with a fancy-looking moustache? We should ask if he knows anything. Odd wager he's still hanging around the fork in the road just beyond the tower. Took her all the way back there. Looks like I'm going to be going for a long time. Show me how to tap on that. There's $2 there. Yeah, because one's for... Close friends of the Baron? Well, I myself had the pleasure of meeting the Baron Randolph a few times. But you weren't a close friend of his? Me? No, I was nothing of the sort. I see. Can you think of anybody at all who was familiar with Baron Reinhold? I might know someone. Actually, no I don't. Or do I? Well, let me think. I guess the poem can't really tell us much of anything. Yes, I'm afraid he was no help at all. I suppose that means we're back to where we started. At least can we be sure that this close friend we're after is a resident of Sabre Street. We mustn't give up, let's continue our search around. Ask around the village. So I'll just keep going there. What's in there? There's the cafe in it. I've shut over in it, so we need to exit there. We'll have a look around the village. Not being a member of Hyper Society myself, I've never so much as had a conversation with Baron Reinhold. Now laddie, wish I'd like to keep chatting, I'm awfully tired, I think I need to go lie down. Are you feeling well, sir? I'm just exhausted lately. It's that awful noise coming from the tower, you see. It's got so loud I can't sleep a wink at night. Do you know what's causing the noise? It's just a rumour, but every time the sound breaks through Mysteria, someone disappears. They say the ones who got missing people who've been trying... What? Who've been talking about feeling tired. But those who disappear are back before you know it, so it's probably just a load of poppycock. I hope that's right. Never heard that phrase before. Whenever the noise occurs, someone disappears. Interesting. Do you think the particular sound has anything to do with the strange old man who kidnapped Ramon? It's certainly possible. It's certainly a possibility, isn't it? But why would he release his victims after going through all the trouble of kidnapping them? There's a note on the floor. Professor, there's something on the ground here. You're right. It appears to be a scrap of paper. Will you check if anything is written on it? Sure thing. let's see here. The boss complimented my latest model today. He's a good guy, and he's given me a new sense of purpose. I'm sure this is my true calling. I want to put my skills so I can repay the man for his generosity. This sounds a great deal like a diary entry, doesn't it? Judging by how the writer used the boss, I imagine he was under the employ of the Baron. I constructed models for every situation, just like the boss asked me to. I have to smile when I see how interested he is in them. That's the end of the entry. Do you suppose the person made some sort of models for a living? What's in here? What's in? Hey, Professor. Did you find what you were after? Never mind that though. I've got something more important to talk about. Mainly, chocolate. Help me solve this puzzle and I'll tell you something I bet you'll find very interesting. Puzzle 69. Chocolate puzzle. You have a hankering for chocolate, so you buy a huge sheet of 30 chocolate squares. The sheet has 5 squares long and 6 squares wide. You can only break the chocolate at lines that run between the squares. You are allowed to stack multiple segments on top of each other. The internal rules: what's the fewest number of times you need to break the chocolate in order to separate all 30 chocolate squares? 1, 2. Would just be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. No, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That should do it.
Nope, got that wrong.
Frankly, I'm ashamed.
Oh, it's 29, sorry. Not me.
Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer.
There we go. That makes sense. Okay, how about it? That hot info I promised. If you want to experience the best dining in St. Monsieur, you've got to check out Croissant's restaurant. Everything makes this yummy. But don't even get me started on the stews. You have to try it yourself. World map, where should it go? Layton. Yeah, it's Layton. Chocolate puzzle. There we go. Let's have oops, wrong one. Let's have a look at the inn. Knowledge of geography is such a key puzzle item. That's what map, isn't it? It's certainly big. I'll stick it in here. I can't actually see it. I'll stick it in the loot so you can see it. Just behind the bookshelf, that's why. No, it's behind the bookcase. Let me see, it's just a bit to be all this stuff. Yeah, it should all work. Some white space in that way, so we can see it that way, but... Oh, there is. Let's have a look. So I'm guessing you've got to fill all these up completely by the fact that it said you can fill them. Also, I'll show you the Gizmo's count. It seems we need the ear and the rear leg, and that's it. So that's exciting. Anyway guys, I must leave it here for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Professor Layton, and we shall be back later with some more episodes of this. So I'll see you guys later.